What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we are back today with another Redstar Orb opening video for you all. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Marvel Strike Force's newest character joining here, being Morbius, as part of his Dark Hunters team. We're going to take a look at his kit overall, as well as open some Redstar Orbs to see how our luck fares today. High level view of the summary. His strength is going to be his focus and his damage. His specialty really is going to be focusing in on those city heroes on war offense. You know, really applying and inflicting negative conditions, drain, as well as health steal. We're going to see more of what he actually does up in front. And as well, you can see he does have that condition of trauma as well. So that's going to, you know, more specifically, this is going to be a really strong counter for the Heroes for Hire, especially when all of them are residing in the City Heroes trait. That being said, you guys, before we dive right in, let's always take a look and make sure that the promotion is in fact in effect. So what I like to do is, before I even jump in, take a look here and you look at the additional eye details, and I like to scroll to the bottom. Just make sure that the promotion is actually applying to Morbius, right? I know there's times in the past where sometimes you're looking and maybe this increased percentage may not be in effect, but as you guys can see there, it does give us the 15% here in Morbius. So we have the promotion and we are good to go. We've been saving a lot of Redstar Orbs, so you know what, to be honest, I haven't budgeted, but I ideally want at least the 3 red. So we'll go with the flow and see how we do today. Not really budgeting anything in mind because he's gonna be a very notable character once you see when we take a look at his kit overall. As well, you know, it's been good. It's been a good chance. We've been stockpiling a lot. Wow, oh my goodness. Okay, well, sorry to cut the video short, you guys, but that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted at least a 3 or 4, but getting the 5, that's best bang for buck right there. And in the meantime, you always want to set a target, but Morbius, like I said, his kit's looking really good overall. So I'm pretty happy with the 5. That's a very strong place to start off. So that being said, you guys, I wish you all the best of luck in your orb pulls as well. Sometimes the RNG does fall in your favor, which in this case, glad I was able to capture on video. That said, you guys, let's dive into now his kit overall, as well as high-level preliminary T4 recommendations that I can see. So first off, before you even think about investing in this team, just keep in mind they are going to be a war offense team. So if you're not really heavily into war, this may or may not be a team for you, but they're intended to really take down the Juggernaut team in the Heroes for Hire whenever we're up against them. So that said, let's dive into his skills here. Sanguine slash. With this attack, he's essentially attacking the primary target for 60% damage. Leveling up this ability, we're going to see the damage go up. But what's notable about this ability is that if he actually does have a primary target with the bleed condition, he's going to actually be stealing 5% health and actually redistributing it to himself. So it does actually bypass heal block, which is really nice. And as you guys can see, by T4ing this ability overall, he's actually going to gain an additional 5%. So that means every time he takes a basic attack, he can ideally steal 10% if you have everything maxed out. So for that reason, this is a very, very strong basic attack, you know, very signature of Morbius's background as well, right? So I would recommend this ability 100% if you guys are planning to use him in war, because otherwise, you know, this is a very strong ability, but you know, T4 materials are always hard to come by, right? This also makes it so that it's feasible now for him to even be a Dark Dimension worthy character, because anytime you have a character where their attack scale with health percentage, that's when you actually do provide value in the Dark Dimension nodes where the higher health pools are in effect. So, but let's take a look at the rest of his kit before we dive into Assumption though, right? Vampiric Spread is a special ability, and essentially he attacks primary and adjacent targets for said % damage. And as well, what's going to be notable about his abilities is his opportunity to actually apply multiple bleeds. So you can see as we level up this ability, he can at most apply 3 bleeds to the primary and as well as to the secondary targets, right? So that's absolutely beautiful. He's going to actually be able to inflict a lot of bleed negative conditions, and don't forget, his basic is going to be able to synergize with this special attack because he's going to be able to also additionally steal health percentage. So it's just inflicting negative upon negative conditions. We haven't seen a character of his caliber where they brought about this much bleed in a while, so that's really nice. The T4 here is obviously going to be the value where it does translate to secondary targets. So again, I wouldn't recommend it if you guys aren't planning to use him in war, but it's going to be a very powerful ability just to spread a lot of bleed. And bleeds can hurt when they stack a lot, so keep that in mind. It's nice to see that this condition is getting revitalized with this team. Nocturnal Frenzy is his ultimate ability here, and as you can see, attacking the primary target for said % damage, also has a chance to actually now flip defense up and deflex. So this is very notable against, especially when you think about the Heroes for Hire team where they have a lot of buffs like that, right? So they're gonna get a chance to actually flip that. On top of that, on War Offense, this attack cannot be counterattacked or blocked. So no surprise there. This is where you're going to get a lot of value for it. On top of that, this is where you're going to see some of the significant impacts targeting these Hero City targets. So you can see ability block, heal block is going to apply for actually 2 turns. The increase in chance to flip the positive buffs to negatives is actually going to stick as you level this ability, and also adjacently change to more targets as you level this ability up. So the level 5 is notable because it guarantees the chance of flipping, but level 6, this is best value right here. On War Offense, especially if you have the full Dark Hunter allies team on your side, he's actually going to inflict trauma on them, which ensures that the negative conditions will not be able to be cleansed or stripped or removed. So I mean, in this case, this is absolutely detrimental and can completely cripple those city hero targets. The T4 here is obviously just to increase the damage, but as well, he's also going to apply disruption on top of the trauma. So once again, a T4 recommendation if you plan on using him in war, because all of his abilities are very, very formidable. So that's what they're intended to do, right? These conditions compile, and they're really going to be able to tackle down any kind of team, especially if they're Hero City. There's just going to be more disruption and more negative conditions upon that. Last but not least, the passive, the Living Vampire. Essentially, he gains an additional 5% drain now, and as well, the rest of his allies also gain that percentage, especially if they're part of that Dark Hunter trait. So in War Offense, the damage goes up as well as the allies. Leveling this ability up, the piercing goes up, as well as the 15% drain here does increase as well. So I mean, they're just gonna naturally get some healing capabilities on top of that. As you can see, War Offense, notably here, if they're up against 4 or more city heroes, he's actually gonna gain more focus. And lastly, with this T4, oh my goodness, this is gonna apply blind to the 4 highest damage city hero enemies. So this ability just absolutely renders them useless, and this is a T4 must recommendation. Especially, you can see here, this actually triggers at spawn, and essentially applying blind to all of the city hero essentially makes them so that they're not really effective at all, because if they're not able to hit you, and this is going to really cripple their notable increase in damage. So there you guys have it. Morbius, a very strong character, a direct counter to the Heroes for Hire team. So for sure, the Dark Hunter team is going to be built likely to counter. It's nice to have another Juggernaut offense team to build. For me, I don't play War too much, but you know, this is something for me to consider, because especially now when you've seen so many heavy defense teams, for sure they're going to be top in the meta, especially when they have a place in taking down the Heroes for Hire. So there you guys have it. A quick overview video in terms of the star opening, as well as the T4 recommendations and upgrades. Thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate you checking my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.